All right, legends, we are live. We are seeing the price of Bitcoin dumping even more throughout the last 24 hours. The bottom is in, guys. We are going to start pumping very aggressively from here. I'm only joking. We don't know if the bottom is really in, but we're going to be doing the technical analysis and we're going to try and map the situation because it is looking very interesting. We came down to even hit below $79,000. We had a naked point of control down at that range. We had a possibility of moving down to lower prices when we were doing the live stream yesterday. We mentioned the possibility of forming an expanding move to the downside purely based on the drop that we had. So we were not leaning on the side of, hey, maybe the bottom is not in here, and that we are going to break down below the current lows of yesterday at $82,000 and potentially hit $79,000 range, right? Where we do have a naked point of control. So this was an idea that we had yesterday. Stay cautious. We moved up here in a very three-wave structure, ABC. We did the micro counts, understanding that this does look corrective and that we were coming down to this range. If we did claim the local lows here, we had a high probability that we were going to move down and test the lows. Okay, we're going to do that recap here just so we understand what was mentioned yesterday, right? And the worst case scenario would have been coming all the way down to the $79,000 range, okay, where we did have that naked point of control and we got the choppiness in this range and we managed to bounce very nicely, at least a couple of $1,000s. All right, it is a start. Is this going to be another lower high? Are we going to get resistance? That's what we need to talk about, okay, in this stream, of course. But there is a possibility that this wave 5 in this expanding move that was mentioned yesterday, hey, what if this wave 5 is not finished and we actually move in an expanding move? That is very common to see when there's massive fear. You just got that rollover, test the lows again, massive rollover on a fifth wave again, and then get the bounce, guys. Or is there one more low? I would like to know, guys. Let me know in the comment section. Do you think the low is in for Bitcoin, where we've just hit $78,000, guys? Let me know right away. This is very interesting to know. Okay, I want to know your opinion. Is the low in for Bitcoin? And you say yes or no. Okay, let me see. There was quite a bit of people bearish yesterday. I want to know if people are feeling more bearish. It's bear market. We ain't going to go up. This is it. Is the low in, or are we going to form another low? I'm still short. I've closed the shorts that I had a few days ago, right? I get into multiple different shorts and longs, and they're just day trades. I didn't hold any big major swings, okay, to the downside. So this is what usually happens. I usually do not get into multi-week trades, okay? I'm usually taking profit at the first resistance zone where we get a reaction. It's just my style of trading. I don't usually have trades open for weeks, okay? So all the shorts that I did take were closed. Let's go right away. Is the low in? Let me know on the poll, guys, and we'll be going through the comment section to say hello right away to the beautiful community, see what's going on. Let me know if you can hear me, if you can see me. Are we live? And we're going to go through the technical analysis, guys, because you know what happens here. We don't know what is going to happen right now in the next minute, but we can analyze the situation on the price of Bitcoin to try and understand, okay, what projections, what extensions with Fibonacci, can we form another low? Yesterday on the live stream, we were very aware of this scenario, and this is an analysis that I provided yesterday on the Legends Trading community, where we were analyzing this move, right? Could we go slightly higher here, forming multiple 4-5s, or could have this been it, right? We formed a beautiful zigzag and we started correcting down. Just before ending the stream, we talked about if this low were to be lost, if we were losing this higher low, legends, this one right over here, okay, we were trading around about 84,600 yesterday on the stream. somewhere around about this zone. And I said, if this low is lost, we are likely going to test the lows, okay? And eventually we could actually form a double bottom. We did get a little bit of a reaction. So this could have been a kind of a very tricky decision to, get into a long position, because we did get a nice reaction. However, we blasted through here to the downside. However, on the analysis, if we took this low, we were likely going to take out this low. And the main reason why is because we were looking at this as an ABC, right? And if this is an ABC move, right, shall we do the micro counts here just for education purposes, right? We had a 5-wave move here in a contracting move, forming your A wave, right? Right over here. Then you had your small little ABC forming your B wave. And then we had another 5-wave move up here, forming your ABC. Why, if we were to lose this low right over here, which we did, and we just break down, if we were to lose this low, this no longer looks impulsive. It is a confirmed correction move, and we're likely going to take out the low. And the main reason why, the only bullish case scenario that you had here left was forming a double 1-2, which eventually did not happen, right? If you form a zigzag and you lose this low, you're highly likely going to take out this low, right? Which was what we were speculating on yesterday. If this low is lost, then we're taking out this low. So as we did get a small reaction here at the low, but then we broke down, what happened is that we were getting a lot of choppiness, a little bit of a descending wedge, a lot of choppiness right there, descending wedge structure into the naked point of control, kind of not being support, resistance, right? It was just holding there with a lot of volatility. And we finally got a little bit of a bounce. Now, what we are going to be analyzing today is this bounce going to be forming a lower high, which I think we could right now where we at. It could be a possibility right now, because what I do see from yesterday's highs, okay, which was a clear zigzag move, as explained. You lose this low, you're going to break down impulsively, which we have done. Now, what's happened here, we moved down in a first wave, a zigzag, clear zigzag right over here, another move down. And the problem is with this movement down, you have the highest amount of volume. The highest amount of volume is usually in your third wave. Your third wave usually has the highest amount of volume. Does that mean that we could roll down again and test the lows? Or was this the low, right? Was this the third wave and we formed a contracting move in a fifth wave? I can't say that this is not possible. I can say, we've got a decent bounce here. It was very fast in time, I have to say. But would it be possible that all of this has been the end of the fifth wave on this movement? Yesterday, we had the zigzag, 1, 2, highest amount of volume in your third wave. Is all of this part of the third wave, or was this an individual fifth wave right now and the low is in? That is my question right now. And if this were to be a third wave, from here to here, the price cannot overlap the wave 1 and needs to reject at the 50% Fibonacci, which is currently where we at right now. So the bears to still move down aggressively in this downtrend that we have been forming throughout the last few days and just form consistent lower highs, this is exactly where the bears have a chance. Okay, stop loss, give or take above the highs, golden pocket, but this has a chance to roll over back down to the lows. from where we are right now exactly. That is the chance that they do have. The bears have the chance right now to roll over where we currently at. And it's not a bad idea for a nice little tight short with stop loss above the highs. And if you move down, you can start being defensive. However, I'm leaning on the side that, you know, maybe the low could be in based on first wave down, right? We got the zigzag here from yesterday that we analyzed very nicely. Losing this low would mean that we're breaking down from this low, and you got your first initial wave down, your bounce in a zigzag, wave 1, wave 2, hitting 50% Fibonacci, your highest amount of volume in your wave 3. The question is, was this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in a contracting move on your 5th wave? That is it, guys. It is time to start moving impulsively to the upside, right? This was it. This was the end, right, of that speculative expanding move that was mentioned yesterday to come down to $79,000. Now, when we do take a look at this drop that we've been analyzing very carefully throughout the last few days, understanding that from the high of last Friday, which is where this drop started, okay? This drop started from last Friday. And this is what we have been analyzing throughout the last few days. Looking at this as your wave 1, the weekend wave 2, this your wave 3, wave 4, and this is where it's been getting complex throughout the last 24 to 48 hours. Is this your wave 5? Are we going to form the expanding move in your wave 5 to finish wave 5? As mentioned yesterday, the possible low could be round about $79,000, where we have that naked point of control, where we could get the reaction based on yesterday's stream. We talk about multiple scenarios, guys, and where there is a sign of weakness, where there's a sign of strength, where the price could bottom out, where the price, you get the deal, right? Because when we zoomed in on the lower time frame, right, lower time frame was, you know, pretty much clear for me. This can be corrective, very likely it will, especially if you lose this low. I'm looking for this low. And if you move down impulsively, of course, then lower we go. And the next zone to pay attention is this one. And I need to give a shout out to 𝗬𝗏, because 𝗬𝗏 was talking about some extension levels here, that this could be the low. And to get into local double bottoms, absolute legend, because this was really looking at the extension here to predict that this could actually be the bottom. You know, this area could be bottoming out. My concern right now, you know, it's very hard to predict the exact bottom, right? Will we just form one more low or another low right there? And that's the conclusion that we need to come up with, right? We need to try and understand that the low, at least locally, could be in or very close to being in. And the analysis is simple when you go to the 1 hourly time frame. Why do you think that the low could be very close to being in? I mean, yesterday we were talking about one more wave down, right, is possible, you know, to finish the 5th wave. We form an expanding move here. It all has to do with the biggest wave that we've had the last few days was this one right over here, starting from Sunday, finishing on Tuesday, with the highest amount of volume on Coinbase, on Bybit, on Binance, wherever. The highest amount of volume was in this move. What was pretty clear for me is that this was your wave 3 and that your wave 4 is right over here. Now is the tricky part. When will the wave 5 finish? Was this the end? This was quick. It was very 3-wavy kind of move. Could we be forming that expanding, right? We got a small 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This was the speculation yesterday. There is another chance here. This is very hard to detect, right? We know that the low could be very close to being in, We just don't know if there's another low. Based on an expanding move, you could probably form a few more 4-5s just because you had multiple 1-2s here in this area. So we know that we're getting close to the low. That is the thing, right? We understand that a nice reversal is on the horizon. And, you know, my target zone for this reversal, as mentioned yesterday, is coming to $89,000, right? This is the most common area when you form an impulse to the downside in 5 waves to sweep up the 4th wave, right? $89,000 is my overall target in the next coming days, regardless if we do form another low or we form 3 more lows. Regardless, the bounce, the target zone for me is clear that we are going to be hitting $89,000 at some point, no matter how many lows we create from this pivot, from this area, right? That's the overall idea. That's the overall, you know, internal swing trade setup. We're not going to V-shape up there. Very unlikely. Okay. We never know. It might. But that's the overall idea. Okay. So as we do understand the price action that we've been analyzing the last few days, okay, I get it. A reversal could be on the horizon. We could be very, very close. Just understanding this right over here, right? The analysis that we've been providing the last few days. Okay, this has to be the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th. When's the 5th going to finish? Could we form an expanding move? How many, you know, micro waves could we hit here? What is the you know, confluence area that could be holding? We had a naked point of control at 79.5 that did get a bit of volatility, a bit of choppiness today here. So with this conclusion, we know that a bounce is on the horizon, right? With a low or with another higher low, you know, it doesn't matter. We know that a bounce is possible with a low or without a low. Very significant bounce. The question is, will this bounce that happens from this area, okay, will the bounce from this area be impulsive, or will it be corrective? We move up, we move down, we move up very, very slowly. 5 wave here on your C wave, very poor. We're hitting 50% Fibonacci from the high to the low, maybe golden pocket, right? That is going to be the question in the next coming days. How powerful is this bounce going to be so we can be confident for a full recovery in the next coming weeks? Or it's just going to be a lower high and we are rolling down, guys. We're in the bear market, right? This is going to give us a lot of information. The bounce that happens will give us a lot of information. We'll be going locally, okay, on the price action to try and understand what comes next, right? What comes next on the lower time frame, because we like the lower time frame very much based on scalping and day trading opportunities. Regardless if you're short or long, right? We're looking for internal shorts or internal longs. I think this is very much a level to be interested in swing long positions, right? Shorts should have been taken, of course, the last week, right? Any swing shorts, taking profits eventually, holding some short just in case we are in the bear market. We're going to go down to $60,000, right? But we look for internal day trading opportunities. So on the higher time frame, and shout out to 𝗕𝗏𝘆𝗽 because he's been talking about this throughout today's private live stream on the Discord about some extensions here, how this, you know, $79,000 range could actually be the low, and, you know, trying to catch the double bottoms, right? You can get stopped out once, twice, but overall looking for a, you know, a possible low on the higher time frame. When we consider the bullish case scenario from all-time high, you know, what is most important for me as a day trader? We've been analyzing the last move, right? This last move to try and predict when the 5th wave is going to finish, right? When could it finish? We know it could be very close to seeing it finish, but obviously it gets complex, right? As you could form an expanding move, you know, it can form multiple 4 and 5s, as we do have multiple 1s, 2s here, as we've been analyzing the last few days. However, for those bulls, for those people that, you know, now is that very disturbing moment on the cycle where we have extreme fear, right? People are really getting shaked out, despite that we are in a bear market or not, or we continue the higher time frame bull run. People are getting shaked out. People are like, I've had it, you know, I'm out of crypto, I'm out of Bitcoin, I don't trust it, right? And on the technicals, we do have a reason to believe that, you know, there is still a chance for the bull run to continue, right? And taking the 4-year cycle into consideration, you know, you shouldn't top out till Q3 or Q4 of 2025. So it kind of makes sense that you have these shakeouts, right, in Q1 of this year, of the bull run, right, of the 4-year cycle bull run, right? If we are considering, it is different every time, right? Slightly different. But the technicals say there is a possibility, right? Regardless if you're counting this all-time high for this corrective move, or you're counting this all-time high for this possible corrective move, okay? We've been leaning on the side that it still looks pretty corrective. The only bearish case scenario would be multiple 1-2s here in this zone, and the timing doesn't look correct. Your second 1-2 is very, very powerful compared to your first 1-2, so it doesn't make too much sense, and a corrective structure makes more sense here. And what is interesting about this correction is a WXY, okay, is the target zones, the most common target area on the extension. So you take all-time high to the pivot low here of your wave W, then you have your X right over here, and common target zone is in between the 1-1 and the 1-2-3-6. Common area to bottom out in a WXY. Okay, so this is what 𝗬𝗿𝘆 was pointing out today as well on the Discord, right? This is hitting the most common target zone, the 1-2-3-6 Fibonacci, which is 79,400, which we have had the choppiness, and we have that naked point of control from the price action that we had in November. There's a little consolidation here after, before we had this major pop up, right? So there is confluence there based on extension, based on naked point of control, based on, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we do have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're looking at the expanding move. Could this be the bottom, the $79,000 range, right? We're going to have to see, guys, right? We're going to have to see, but it is possible. It is possible based on confluence. Okay, we're looking at Fibonacci extension. We're looking at Elliott wave theory from this pivot high, all-time high, from the latest move down from this pivot, looking at an expanding move, trying to come to the conclusion. We try and map the situation as we go with the different movements that we get on the chart. We understand that we do have a naked point of control, so we got some confluence right there. And we try and map the situation to try and detect, where the price could bottom out, right? Of course, that is still a lot of speculation. Yeah, it's all looking too fancy with your, Fibonacci extension, Elliott wave theory, local price action. You have the naked point of control. Okay, yeah, that's all good. That's all beautiful, but we are rolling down pretty much. There's a lot of fear. The charts are the charts, right? We need to go with the charts, guys. The charts gives us the information because you get the deal. If we were to recover in the next coming days for whatever reason, right, and we get bullish news, then most of the people will say, this was because of this. This was because we had bullish news, right? It's all on the charts. It is all on the charts. So the possible low could be, the local low at least, right? Now the question is, if this is going to be a bearish case scenario, all right? If this is going to be a bearish move down from all-time high, if all of this is a bearish move impulsively, right? We want to count an impulsive move, not a correction, which it does look like still very corrective. There's nothing impulsive about this move here. right? The only way that you could come to the conclusion of an impulse is counting this as a multiple 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 right over here. And now you formed your third wave, your first third wave down, which, you know, is the most impulsive. You got the volume, right? It doesn't look too great based on timing, based on the second wave too, right? It's more powerful than your first wave, right? Everything points out that this is still corrective for the moment, right? Till proven otherwise. Now, if this were to be impulsive to the downside, the price cannot reach the golden pocket from this pivot high to the pivot low. The moment you reach the golden pocket, and you'll be literally overlapping this pivot, right? This is your invalidation for the bears, for this to be an impulsive move. The moment the price does manage to get to $91,000, right? Above $91,000, right? You're starting to get into overlap zone, right? This is your third wave 1 and 2 over here. So technically the hard invalidation is 93,500. But the golden pocket would already be an invalidation for this to be a wave 4, okay? It would just be too high. This is no longer looking like a strong impulsive move down. Could you come with a case that this is another 1-2, right? What if this is another 1-2? Then eventually you start really decreasing the probabilities, right? We're already decreasing the probabilities that this is triple 1-2. If you have another 4-1-2, you come up to the 7-8. This fourth 1-2 is the most powerful, the largest one. You know, and it cannot be like that, right? You cannot have a fourth 1-2. Usually your third 1-2 and your fourth 1-2 usually has less power. They have less power, right? And they don't have a lot of power. You can't consider this a 1-2. This would have to be a third wave. And if it's not a third wave and you bounce all the way up to overlap the first waves or get to the golden pocket, then you understand that the bears have lost their chance to move down to much lower levels, right? To confirm a bear market. So that's going to be very interesting if we do manage to get all the way up here. If we do hit the golden pocket from the pivot high of last Friday when we got the Bybit hack to the pivot low, then yeah, it's going to be looking very interesting for the bulls. Whatever type of impulse you form here, the correction will be game on, guys. It will likely be game on, and we see a recovery in the next coming weeks. So we'll be going through the lower time frames right now because there's some interesting scenarios, but let's go through the comment section right away, okay, and say hello to the beautiful community. And I want to take a look at the poll to see if finally the low is in here for the price of Bitcoin. Yes or no, guys? We have 53% of the people, 800 votes, over 800 votes right now. 47% say yes. 53% of people say no. It is a 50-50. We got a lot of bullish, bearish sentiment. We got a fight. It's a 50-50 here, guys. My goodness, this is cool. 75,000 day after that 72, says Bolo. Yeah, it's natural to call lower, lower, lower. We are downtrending pretty aggressively here. So, you know, it's natural to be so bearish, but there is a possible wave count that finally the bottom could be in. Now, we didn't quite fill the CME futures gap, did we, right? We didn't quite fill it, right? You would arguably say yes, no. There is still a little bit of space here, maybe on the 1 hourly, maybe on the 4, maybe on the daily. Didn't quite reach it here on the BTC1 chart. So this is the thing. I know this is also could be a trappy zone where a lot of people want to take profit when you fill the gap, right? You know, it could be a trap. It could be a trap right there. I'm going to take profit once we fill the gap. And then you front run the fill of the gap, right? You're like, woof, all of the short traders. $82,000. We are trading at $82,000 right now. There we go. The bounce has been pretty powerful at the moment. So we need to go locally, okay? We need to talk about the local price action. That is what we do, of course. Analyzing this scenario, I need to say that probably, yeah, I would be out of any short trade here, giving the chance for a larger recovery. Okay, we did have some news coming out. I'm not sure how that turned out. It looks like maybe the stock market is pumping ever so slightly. We did have some news today, just 30 minutes ago. I didn't pay attention to this. I mean, maybe bullish reaction based on the news. Do not know. Let's trend. So are we forming a lower high? Are you interested in shorting right now? Like this is the moment that it gets very complex to short, right? We're just going to form another lower high till you actually get the full-on reversal, right? And it does pump several $1,000s, right? Now it starts to get a little bit difficult for those short trades. And I have to give a chance here to the bulls, right? We need to give a chance to the bulls. If we are considering yesterday's corrective move right over here in a zigzag, right? We got that zigzag. We lost the low. We took the low here. So that was highly likely. Now it's taking a look at this move. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The fifth wave is a contracting move. Or is this 1, 2, 3? This is the fourth wave right now. We're almost overlapping this pivot 1. So we're already invalidating the possibility of a strong impulse move down. However, could it be an expanding move? Could we form another expanding move? Right? Could we form another 4, 5 here? This is going to be interesting. We're hitting lower high resistance for any trend line traders out there. We have a mini bump and run scenario, possibly a small little bump and run. So we are getting trend line lower high resistance right now. Could this be a small little bump and run and we are going to break out? This would be very interesting. The moment you hit this pivot high, guys, there is high probability that you are going to take out this high right over here. Okay? The moment the price hits this pivot that could SFP and you get a correction, regardless, it doesn't matter. You have high probability that we're going to take out $87,000. All right. So let's see. We are getting resistance. Let's not, get too excited just yet because we could even be forming another expanding move here. Just get the last shakeout, right? Get the last shakeout. I mean, that would be absolutely crazy. This is the third wave. There's no doubt about it. My question right now, could there be another low? Could there be another damn low, right? Based on this move. Could there be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expanding move? You actually dip down, you fill the CME gap, you get to 77, 75,000. This is going to be very hard to detect the bottom. The only best chance that I would say here for a swing trade is looking for the double bottom, right? Looking for and analyze very carefully the 5 wave moves down, because you could double bottom here in your 4th wave and then create one more wave and then move up. So if we were to come down back to the lows, you really need to understand how the price moves down to that level, right? Because it could get choppy, it could get confusing for most of the people. You need to analyze very carefully that 5 impulsive move down here and the recovery. I mean, this would be the ultimate level to long. There's no doubt about it. This would be the ultimate swing long. I mean, the swing longs could be active already here and defensive, but this would be another chance. If you are a defensive trader, you could be in a swing long, stop loss at break even, and analyze the next move down if it were to happen. If it comes down, guys, to back to 79, below $79,000, this was a level of interest to jump into longs. If you're managing risk very, 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 very well. You could get stopped out here with these local wicks, but you're looking for double bottoms. You understand this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a contracting move. Is it possible? This could be the low, or maybe you create one more low and you form this expanding move again, and then you finally get the recovery, right, in the next coming days. It's very, very hard. You know, I understand that the low it could be in or is very close to being in, and this is a local low, right? We're looking for a bounce of $5,000, maybe $10,000 in the next coming days, right? We're looking for a significant bounce after the significant drop that we had, and we understand that, guys, based on the analysis. The low is very, very close to being in, and that's just analyzing last week's price action. There's just no more to it, right? There's no more to it. This is your wave 3. This right over here is your wave 3, as we have been talking about throughout the last few days, right? This is your wave 3. The problem is, when is your wave 5 going to finish? Is it expanding? We hit 79. You know, this is the overall idea as well. And you know, I mentioned yesterday, I'm targeting $89,000. If we hit $79,000 or we create the choppiness, I'm targeting $89,000. Okay? Because it's the most common area, regardless if it's going to be an impulse or a correction. I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's a target, a common target zone when you form an impulsive move, up or down. Sweep up that fourth wave, baby. That is a common target. So, you know, that's basically where I'm targeting, right? Regardless if we form another low or not, I am going to be attempting the double bottoms, okay, being defensive with stop loss to look for that bounce, understanding that the wave 5 here could be in or is very close to being in. So it's going to be very, very hard to get into short positions now. You've either been in shorts the last few days and you would take profits eventually. You want to take some profits, right? On your shorts, you can hold some, you can, you know, add to the position, right? Shorts now from higher have a very, very good position, right? The shorts that I took were day trades. Short from here, I took the profits. Shorts from here, I took the profits on the move down, right? As we were hitting some support. Missed out on a short here because I wanted the highs to be taken. And yeah, missed out, okay, on this last move down that we've had throughout the last 24 hours, right? 24 to 48 hours. So we're going to be analyzing the local time frame, right? The different scenarios, because we talk about 2-3 setups that could happen, levels of resistance and levels of support, and one of them could be a good trade setup, right? One of the scenarios, because we need to talk about, we can't only have one scenario which is either extremely bullish or extremely bearish. We need to take both sides into consideration, right? And analyze the different scenario, the different entry points and possibilities for your trading setups, right? As we talked about this one yesterday. You know, maybe we do form an expanding move. Maybe we do get to $79,000, and then we probably getting the recovery to $89,000. Now, with this new price action, I have 2 scenarios for this ending move. One scenario is forming one more leg to the downside. One scenario is forming one more leg to the downside. I'm sorry, you know, it's possible. But the end idea of yesterday to form this expanding move, ever slightly so expanding, okay, not massively, but it is. It's not a channel. It does expand ever so slightly, based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That was the overall end idea to come to $79,000 yesterday, and probably start bouncing from that level. It's a technical projection. So far, it has a chance, right? So far, it has a chance. Now, I have one problem with this. It's the latest move that we formed from yesterday. There is one problem here, guys, and maybe people that missed long in from lower, based on that possible recovery, have another chance. People that did not get into a swing long or longed in this level, right? The $79,000 range with the choppiness early this morning, maybe have another chance, because we do have a possibility of another low here, guys. And it all has to do with the information that we got from the drop yesterday. I have information here, and this information I'm going to give to you right now. Understanding that maybe another low could be possible, okay? And it has to do with yesterday's high to today's low, that there is a possibility that we have moved down in a three-wave structure, and this latest move has the highest amount of volume, which is typically for a wave 3. Right over here, this one, it does look pretty damn three-wavy. That is a problem. That is a problem, guys. As it is a problem, we understand that we could be on the fourth wave formation here, and we're already overlapping the golden pocket. Okay, we're already hitting the golden pocket, if I'm not mistaken, right? From the wave 2 end to the end of wave 4. Yeah, we just hit golden pocket, just about. And that is a problem in a very strong rolling market, right? Because what you could be forming is that expanding move as explained, right? Could there be another expanding move to then finish this last wave? This last wave, finally, but this would be the ultimate last wave, guys, okay? And we do not know for certain that if we do test the lows, it's going to form that, you know, swing failure pattern, double bottom scenario. I don't know if this is going to happen, okay? Well, let's be clear that I don't know if we are going to get that recovery, but there are ways to trade this with very good risk management, and you can have a pretty good projection to the upside in the next coming days. It makes sense that we are close to the low, or even the low could be in. At least short term, guys, we're talking about a bounce, okay? Of you know, $5,000, maybe $10,000, right? This is a bounce from the aggressive drop that we've had the last few, you know, days, right? The last week. It's just a bounce. I'm not saying that we're going to go to all-time high, okay? It's just a, you know, a local low that could be formed, and we're looking for a significant bounce, okay? Very important to understand, because people might get confused and say, you know, this is the low forever, right? This is a local low that could be for the next coming days. And there is an explanation, guys. The explanation is simple. The explanation comes from the last few days' analysis. And we do know that this is your wave 1, this is your wave 2, and this is your wave 3, because this is the largest one and it has the highest amount of volume. So at some point, all of this crap needs to finish, right? All of this downtrend needs to finish, and you are losing momentum. The movement down from this point is not as powerful, right? It's getting, you know, the movements are not as powerful as this one. So you come to that conclusion that there is going to be an end to this price action very, very soon, being this the expanding move, right? We have a possible finish count, but I have my doubt still that one more low could be happening. And that has to do with the latest move. The latest move since yesterday's highs if we are speculating right now based on that expanding move that we mentioned yesterday, there is a problem with this movement that we've had, as mentioned, right? Just for anybody that's joining in right now, you got a 1, 2. Is this, you know, sorry, not my bad. This is not correct. From this pivot, you got your 1 and 2 right there, small 1 and 2. Then the large 3, 4, and larger 5th. Okay? This is the possibility of the end. Right? And this was based on yesterday's analysis. Right? You got the 1, 2, 3, 4, one more low, and then get the recovery. Down to $79,000 was an option. It was an option. The problem right now is the 5th wave. We always get problems, guys. We always get problems, right? On the possible reversal, right? Or on, you know, understanding that we're very close on this downtrend to finish. So now the problem is right now, the latest 5th wave, which out of massive speculation, you could count this descending wedgie structure. Okay, there is a valid count for this to be a 1, a 2, a 3, a bounce, and after this bounce, you're forming the contracting move, right? It's a contracting 5th wave where you have a lot of small little waves, right? And you're forming right there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Contracting move, finishing 5th wave. You need to give it a chance. You need to give the bulls a chance here to say it's a valid count. It's a valid count. You finish your 5th wave finally in this expanding move. That is it, guys. The low is in. We get a nice bounce of, you know, $5,000, $10,000 in the next coming days. It's possible. It's possible. But it's also not possible. It's also not possible, and all of this movement to the downside has been part of your 3rd wave, and your 4th wave needs to be in here, because when you zoom out ever so slightly on the higher time frames, okay, give or take 30 minute or whatever, 1 hour, this movement down looks incredibly 3-wavy. You can count this as an incredible 3-wave move down, and we do not want to finish this expanding move, which you can. There is ending expanding moves, ending diagonals can be formed with 3-wave structures. Okay, you can form an expanding move or a contracting diagonal in 3-wave structures, which you know, I could say that. Okay, maybe it's an ending diagonal formed by 3 waves, because you also could count a 3-wave structure right over here in your 3rd wave, right? It's very 3-wavy. This is 3-wavy as well. We talked about this yesterday. It's a corrective move. We micro count this in an ABC. Could this wave 1 also be a 3-wave move? You have a little bit of a kind of a flat movement here. So it can, you can come to the conclusion that it could be an ending diagonal where it's formed by 3 waves, 3 waves, 3 waves. And you would come to the conclusion that it's finished, right? It is possible. It is possible. As well, we need to give the bulls a chance that the low is in. There is a valid count. Let's leave it that way. There is a valid count for this. So let's go right away through the comment section. I mean, we could be hours here, guys. You know this. On the streams, we are talking about the technical analysis, mainly on the waves, trying to understand the structure for a long time. But we like to give the explanations, because then we like to come to the previous stream and say, remember the 3 scenarios that we mentioned yesterday? One of them played out, is kind of trying to play out. But of course, with the update, we need to say, hang on a minute, hold your horses. There is actually a possibility to form one more low because of this 3-wave move down that we've had since yesterday's highs. And just understand that that last movement down would be the ultimate scenario. It would be another expanding move, okay? It would be another expanding move in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It could be the most aggressive one because the 5th waves on expanding moves are the largest waves. They are the most aggressive. Preferably, it's already happened. We've already had it here on an ending expanding move, right? Which is formed by 3, 3, 3, 3. Preferably, it is in already. We shall see. We shall see. But we need to understand, guys. I cannot say the low is in, guys. You know, it's going to happen. We're getting a recovery to $89,000. That would be my ultimate target zone, of course, which is going to take many days. I wouldn't expect it to be Friday or, you know, throughout the weekend, especially, right? We're probably going to range. We're going to dump. We could test the lows again. But if we do test the lows, I'm interested in longing with good risk management on signs of reaction, getting back above, right? And this, I mean, this could be very, very tricky. So we can point out good levels of support, just like we did yesterday with the naked point of control, which was very disturbing and difficult, guys. You just need to manage risk in this zone. It was not an easy area. But overall, we could be talking about that now in the next coming minutes, okay? Let's go right away. And I think we need to talk about it, guys, just in case, right? If the low is in, then the bounce is going to be epic, guys. I think, you know, the bounce, at least at a bare minimum, is going to hit the 382 Fibonacci from the highs of last Friday. And that as a bare minimum, the 382 Fibonacci is hit something like 78% of the times, right? On an impulsive move, right? Something like that, even 80%, right? Just it's a very, very high probable retracement pivot to be hit. If you take a look at the highs of the impulse to the lows of the impulse, 80% of the times you at least hit 382. And then it goes down to, you know, 68%, 50 odd percent, right? Well, it's actually more, 618 and 50% are hit, but at least at a bare minimum, obviously, with high percentage, and 236 is something like 90% of the times, right? Or, you know, even more than that. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know they are very, very high. So you'd have to come to the conclusion that at least 86,000 is going to be hit on the bounce here, just because you finished an impulsive, you are very likely finishing an impulsive move down, right? And what is very interesting is going to be the bounce, because from this movement down, what we are speculating on throughout the last couple of days, I was going to say, even last week or so, is this being an ABC, right? Of course, inside of a larger WXY. So it's going to be very interesting how the bounce happens, right? Regardless, we are looking for a bounce here. We do not know if it is going to be incredibly impulsive in a 5-wave move up, or is it going to be a very 3-wavy move, right? And it's hitting resistance. We formed a zigzag, right? We have 5 waves here, 3 waves here, 5 waves here. It's getting choppy. It ain't looking good. Oh my goodness. This could be it, right? Bear market. You know, looking for another short, right? At this zone, if that were to be the case. So we really need to try and understand how the price moves up here in the next coming days after finishing this move down, right? Which is, will we form one more low? And if we are forming one more low, we are forming an expanding move. We got that resistance, guys, from that just that trend line. So just to keep it extremely simple, bro, we hit the lower high resistance of the trend line. Stop looking at your Elliott wave craps and scenarios, we hit resistance, lower high resistance trend line. That's it. You know, that's it. This is resistance from lower high trend line. You know, we're going to come down from here. Right? Easy. Why make it so complicated? Well, you know, as an analyst, you want to take several things into consideration, of course. So, this is a problem, guys. It is a very big problem for all, you know, the bottom catchers, right? That have smelly fingers. It is a problem. And this is why you want to be defensive. If you are, you know, you got in a long position at $79,000 area based on the extension, based on, you know, 𝗕𝗏𝘆𝗽 was talking about this long today in the Legends trading community, you know, either looking for double bottoms, right? Getting stopped out once. This could be the low locally, right? Just for a bounce of a few $1,000s, nothing that, you know, and also it could be the low on the higher time frame for a larger bounce. But, yeah, this is a problem. This is a problem on this movement, okay? Based on the fifth wave. You know, what if it does manage to create one more leg down? Well, that would be basically it. That would be basically it, looking for that last low. And it's going to be very hard to get into a long position because this is usually the most powerful wave in an expanding move down. So double bottom is really not going to be an option here because you're likely going to get a big smack down of a few $1,000s. Okay, so we need to pull out levels of confluence to say, hey, well, yesterday's level of confluence to get that bounce was $79,000 on this expanding move. We had the naked point of control. We might come down to $79,000 range, and that is where we're bouncing. So if this is an expanding move in your wave 5, we have a problem. We have a pretty significant one last drop here, one last shakeout before we get the large bounce. Okay, so we need to talk about that. We need to talk about it. Okay, and regarding short trades, you know, if you know, this is your last lower high that you cannot hit on this momentum. And common target zones for your expanding move is in between the golden pocket and the 0.88 Fibonacci, okay, from your latest pivot. So if we are looking at, okay, just to let you know, education purposes here, that if this were to be an expanding move down in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Most commonly, the golden pocket to the 0.88, and we just ever so slightly scratched the 0.88, the golden pocket. In between the golden pocket and the 0.88 is where you want to form your lower high in an expanding move, right? Because you literally retrace a lot of the recent move down. So this is the common area for anybody that is bearish and wants to attempt some short positions here and is still very bearish. The moment you take out this high, you're going to take out this one. The moment you take out this high, you're going to take out this one. Just like yesterday, we talked about the moment you take out this low, you're going to take out this one. We took out the low, regardless of whatever happens here, you take out this low. This is the same, not the same thing, but eventually, if you take out this high, you're no longer in any type of wave down, right? You finished your wave if you take out this high, and you're going to take out this high at $87,000. So anybody that is thinking about short positions in this range, let me tell you that you're going to hit this high, okay? So manage risk accordingly. This ain't a zone to short. You might SFP from the highs, okay? So you can short the swing failure pattern as a scalp trade. You will probably correct maybe $1,000 or a couple of $1,000. But if you break above this area this pivot high, this ain't a level to get into short positions, my friend, because you highly likely are going to take out this high. So it's really understanding where you need a short and where you don't need a short, right? Or where you need to long and where you don't need to long, right? So this is just a little tip right there. I mean, if we do hit that level at some point, we will come out on the stream to say, look, guys, remember, if we take out this high, we're going to take out this high. It happened just like yesterday's stream. If we take out this low, we're going to take out this low. Just because it invalidates the potential of moving to higher levels, right? This was mentioned on yesterday's stream, and explaining the why, right? The main reason why there's no longer, this ain't going to be a flat, or, you know, there's no such thing that you could come up with here based on the market structure. If you take out this high, you know, it's simple. You're going to take out this one because you're no longer in an impulsive move down, right? Or expanding or anything, right? It's just, so it's important to understand that, guys, especially when you are a trader, where not to trade, because, you know, most of people that are, you know, don't have experience would probably say it's gonna create a lower high. I don't care. I'm gonna add to shorts. This is the bear market. Any bounce needs to be shorted, and this is a dangerous area, guys. You know, this is another extra bounce of $3,000 that you are going to get if you claim this high, regardless with a pullback or not. You're going to take out that high if you get up there. Guys, remember, if you are interested in trading, you do have Weeks, guys. Weeks is an awesome platform. You do get an exclusive bonus with my link down below, okay? That's in between $10 and $100 that you can get as soon as you link your phone number with your email. You'll be getting that airdropped in 24 to 48 hours, okay? Anybody that hasn't signed up. You can also use Weeks just with an email and a password if you wish. That is super good. I know most of people don't want to give too much information, and you can start trading just with an email and a password. For the big players, the more you deposit and trade, you're going to get massive airdrops of up to $30,000, guys. Check out the link down below in the description, okay? It is the second link, so you can trade on Weeks, guys. And you have the option to just trade there with an email and a password. Check it out, guys. Sign up right away. You got the second link. So for the bears, the last chance that they do have, not last chance, the chances for the bulls, really, not the bears. The bears are very much in control throughout the last couple of weeks, right? So another chance for the bears here is in between the golden pocket and the 0.88 Fibonacci. This is the zone where the price should reject. Okay? This box over here, if we are looking at an expanding move down. It is possible. We are very downtrending. You know, there's only hope right now, but there is a valid count for a recovery, like I mentioned, right? This is the tricky part right now. This is where it gets tricky. Is the low in, or are we going to create one more low? This is where it gets tricky on the analysis, and there is a valid low here based on a contracting move as explained. 1, 2, 3, 4. You form your 5 here with this descending wedgie structure. Very valid here. Maybe this was it, right? Maybe this was it. You've got your 3, you got your 4, and you got your 5, forming a 5-wave move down and a contracting diagonal. Muy posible. So regardless if you're bullish or bearish, stay defensive, guys. Manage your risk, okay? But if you wanted to take the shot here again for the bears, this is their last chance zone, okay? So it could be, you know, golden pocket. It could be the 7/8 Fibonacci. The moment you take out this high, it is game on for the bulls to take out $87,000. All right? Let's go right away through the comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community. And this is basically the analysis, guys. This is the local analysis. One more low or not before getting to $89,000. That is my question. Because $89,000 is the target. As mentioned on yesterday's stream, could we get down to 79K and then get the bounce to 89K? We shall see. We shall see. Let's go right away through comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community. How's everybody doing? Yes. Hello. Yo, yo. 𝗲, my man. I got a surprise for you, legends. If you don't know who 𝗲 is, go and check him out, guys. He's in the comment section. He provides insane value. And I do actually have a surprise for you today with 𝗲. Okay? So stay tuned. Stay tuned. We've got 1,400 people watching the stream. Let's go. Do you enjoy the analysis? Yesterday, we had a few scenarios locally. Okay? We did the local analysis. If we lost a level, we were likely going to claim the low. If we break the low, we're looking for $79,000 for that potential bounce to finally end the aggressive, impulsive move down that we've had since last week, right? Since the collapse that we had from the Bybit hack, which Bybit is working absolutely great, okay? Bybit is doing very, very well. Proof of reserves, clients are happy, withdrawals are normal. They are, have to say, the best, okay? They have to be the best exchange out there because of track record and how they handle everything, right? So you also got a great bonus for Bybit. Bybit for me has been number one, guys. Check out Bybit link as well, okay? You have the first link. There's also a $30,000 deposit bonus. Bybit, they got a hack. They handle it, the situation very nicely. And they're back to normal. Let's leave it that way, right? Okay, legends, let's go right away through the comment section. Now, yes, do we have some news? What are we going to talk about? I'm not sure if I'm covering a little bit of the chart here. Okay, we're good. We're good. I've changed the format here. As you can see, I'm in a nice little square with round curves there. Very nice. Down to 60 in a week. Okay, yeah, I know. It's a trap. It's a trap. It's a bull trap. It's a bear trap. I know, guys. We just do technical analysis, okay? We just look at the different scenarios that could happen based on the charts. But I can tell you that from this current analysis, the bounce is going to be interesting, okay? The movement up is going to be very, very interesting. And the moment that you hit, I mean, we don't really know. The low could be in here, okay? The low could be in. We don't know if we're going to create another low based on the expanding move, but we don't have nothing else right now. We just have the next leg up is what is going to give us the information, okay? We needed to talk about the high level of support based on naked point of controls. We do have a weekly naked point of control down at $76,300. I mean, that would be a beautiful target for the expanding move. If we were to get another leg down, for anybody that likes patterns, we got a possible mini bump and run here, right? We got a bump and run. We got a bump and run pattern here where we had a bump phase. Could it be that we get the nice breakout to $87,000? Could it be? Little bump and run right there. But the target zone, okay, level where we could bounce, right? If we do speculate that we form an expanding move here, guys, the only best level that we have, right, if this were to be an expanding move down and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish finally that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a very larger expanding move, that would be like, whew, man. Your best option to catch the low, which, you know, just like yesterday, your best option area, which is not easy, guys. I got choppy here early this morning. You know, Devil on the live stream, we were talking about 1.618 extension. We were talking about also the 236 based on the WXY that I explained at the beginning. It was like, oof, you know, catching this low is going to be very, very complex, right? You're getting a bit of volatility here. But the best option that you do have, if we were to roll down here at the 7.8 or the 0.88, right, and you form that expanding move here, your best option would be the $76,400 range. Okay, and it might get even lower, 75K. Finally filling properly the CME futures gap, right? I don't know. You know, this would be the best option to speculate or remain patient and look for the first initial bounce correction and look for the first wave up, because you want to be in that third wave, right? You want to be in that third wave. So it's going to have to, you're really going to have to be in front of the charts and speculate on that scenario. Once you get that first initial bounce, analyze the waves, analyze the correction, get into the correction, because this is it, guys. You know, this would be the ultimate recovery of $10,000, right? Maybe 15. So if you want an option to speculate, you have the weekly naked point of control at $76,400 range. And the best option eventually would be looking for the first bounce that has to be quite impulsive and quite promising, and then analyze the correction to then look for that higher low at the 50% Fibonacci, 7.8 Fibonacci from this current pump up, because that will give you the ticket for the third wave. And that's just if it were to happen, right? We just don't know. We need to have a plan ready just in case. You know, the bears need to reject from this area. I told you so, right? You want to speculate on a short, then you know that your stop loss needs to be above the 0.88, almost close to this high. I'm not liking it too much. The main reason why is because I understand that the low could be in based on this fifth wave in a contracting move right there. So I understand that this could have been the end. This could have been the end locally here. So I'm not liking this short too much at the golden pocket to the 0.88 zone. I'm not liking it, but it would be the level where it needs to reject to claim the low again. So anybody that wants to attempt it, I mean, stop loss is clear. It is there. It is above the 0.88. It's basically where we have the highs here. And your entry zone, preferably, you know, 7.8 to the 0.88. Golden pocket is, you know, quite shallow. 0.78 to the 0.88 is the last zone for the bears to roll over here. If you take out this high, you're going to take out this high. Okay, so manage risk accordingly, because this would be the kind of short trade that bears are going to get in, and they're going to add to the position. You're going to take out this high, and they're going to add to the position, and then no, manage risk. Stop loss is here. If you take out this high, you're going to get this extra move, and you don't need to be in that short, right? If it were to happen. So stop loss is this area. Anybody that wants to attempt it, but I can already tell you there is a chance that the low could be in here based on this move. Let's go right away through comment section. Say hello to the beautiful community. I do have a surprise for you, okay? Andy, I really appreciate your work. Your TA also gives more confidence in my own TA when I am trading. Bruno, my man, much love to you, brother. We just try and come to the conclusion on what could happen next if this happens, right? Could we short here? Which is my invalidation? Risk management, okay? Overall, we're looking for, you know, possibility of shorts, possibility of longs, understanding a little bit the higher time frame to say, guys, we could be very close to the local lows and actually get a decent bounce of $5,000, $10,000 in the next coming days. So anybody that's shorting the bouncers now, just stay very, very cautious, guys, because the low could be very close to being in locally here, and the bounce is going to be pretty heavy, right? We got a heavy move down, so the bounce is going to be pretty heavy as well, right? At least hitting the 382 and potentially 50% or 618 from the drop started from last Friday. And the 382 Fibonacci is coming to $87,000, right? So you are at least looking to bounce here. So anybody that's shorting, manage risk here. This is a dangerous zone that the price could likely bounce through. and the local scalp day trade scenario to test the lows again and get their last drop potentially to $76,000. The bears have a chance here, as mentioned. Let's leave it that way. But I'm not liking it because I understand that, you know, this could be the end stages, right? You like, the drop has happened, right? We've been in a very aggressive drop. If you got into some shorts, you want to take some profits. If you are shorting late throughout the last 24 hours, definitely take profits right now. You know, you need to be taking profits at support here based on the analysis also that was provided yesterday, right? So if you shorted throughout yesterday and the last 2 days, you know, it's a good trade, guys. You know, this impulse could be coming to its end stages before a larger bounce. Okay, it's just common sense, right? You do what you want. You do what you want. There is a chance in forming another low, but you just want to take profit. Leave some open, of course, and be defensive. Let's go through comment section. How's everybody doing? Anybody that is joining right now, remember that Weeks has an incredible bonus, okay, of $10 to $100 just by signing up and linking your phone number. You get it for free in 24 to 48 hours, okay? Link your phone number and you'll be getting that airdrop to your futures account. You can use it for trading, withdraw the profits that you make. For the big players, you got $30,000 deposit bonus, okay? The more you deposit and trade on Weeks, you're gonna get thousands of dollars of airdrops throughout the next coming months, the more volume that you move. Take advantage because you also get 25% fee reduction, okay? As soon as you sign up with the link down below. 25% cut in fees, guys, on your trading fees. Take advantage. It's the second link down below, okay? Let's go right away through the comment section. Will we reject from this golden pocket zone? Golden pocket got the rejection, right? It was a sniper short. Here is, you know, what is interesting about shorting in this level, you can attempt the golden pocket, stop loss above golden pocket. If you get the rejection, put your stop loss at break even, right? Or put it close to the low. If you break out golden pocket, you have an attempt at the 7-8. 7-8, quick sniper, you're in, stop loss at the high, you reject a little bit, start being defensive. You know, try and minimize your risk. And if one of them does get rejection, we are looking at the lows maybe to be hit again. So you've got a really good projection risk reward, right? And you can be defensive with your stop, right? It's better getting stopped out 5 times with 0.02, right, % loss than actually getting into shorts, adding to the position, and then when you get stopped out or liquidated, losing 20-30% of your account, right? Don't do that. It's better to get stopped out 5 times and pay a bit of fees, right? Because once the trade plays out, you'll be making bank, right? Manage risk always, guys. Manage risk always. Let's go through the comment section because now, yes, guys, I didn't go through news. I didn't go through much stuff. Comment section, altcoins. Time to DCA on altcoins, regardless if we are in a bear market or not. But I have, let's see if we can get, okay, let's see how many likes we do have here, guys, because it is super important for me to see that like button getting absolutely destroyed. What? No way, guys. Come on. We got more stuff here to provide today. I got a surprise for you. Let's get at least to 500 likes. My goodness, we can't be 1,200 people watching the stream. And there's only 337 likes. I cannot believe it, guys. It cannot be true. We're talking about the projections, the possibilities, the bearish case, the bullish case, levels of interest, levels of rejection here for the bears. If you're interested, if you're ultra bearish, you know, you have a chance in this zone, golden pocket 7-8. And if this turns out to be an expanding move, there's one more aggressive low to happen throughout today, maybe, right? We're bouncing here. The bounce is not looking too convincing. If the bears have a chance, they have it here. Levels of interest of support, $76,400. Levels of interest here. Different projections. We come with the ideas. This was yesterday's idea. One of the ideas, hey, this could be the low. $79,000, expanding move, right? If we do get up there, Where's my like, right? Where's my like? Where's my like? Come on, legends. You know, let's get that like button. You know, this is, this is really very valuable information, at least for me, maybe not for you. But come on, you know, we try and predict different scenarios and the opportunities, right? And you have it in front of your face here, right? And we talk about obviously we talk about 3 or 4, but we talk about the levels that could get respected, right? Then I can't tell you what to do. I'm not putting a gun on your head. So you do yourself, right? You do you. So let's get to 500 likes and let's just check one thing here, because I got a surprise here for you guys. All right, it's time to do giveaways as well. Okay, it is time to do giveaways, but I do have a surprise for you here, guys. All right, let's get this big here ever so slightly, and let's turn the music down because I do have a surprise here. Let's get to 500 likes, guys, right away, and I'll be back in 20 seconds, all right, as we get above 500 likes. I do have, legends, a very special guest beside me, and he's going to give his opinion on the markets because it's been devastating, right? We're going to turn on the mic. I have 𝗕𝗶𝘆𝗽𝗫. If you don't know who he is, he's this guy right over here. Go and check out his channel, okay? I'm going to pin him in the comment section right away. 𝗕𝗶𝘆𝗽𝗫 giving great value, great information, and I'm just going to pin your YouTube channel here so people can check you out, and now give the introduction and tell us who you are, what do you think about the market, and the different opinions that you have. Is it bearish? Do you see lower? Are we going higher? You know, different opportunities, news. 𝗕𝗶𝘆𝗽𝗫, how are you doing?
Can you hear me properly? Is it working? We're good.
I think so. Yes, we are here.
Sweet. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm not used to the live stream. I normally record videos and have several takes, lots of cuts, but it's great to be here. I think that, I mean, looking at your chart right now, it looks like we're getting some kind of rejection at the naked point of control. So we'll see how much higher we can move, but I tend to trade more simple trend lines and look at things like moving averages. I'm not necessarily an Elliott wave theory kind of guy, but I have learned a lot following Andy's course, which is in the paid Discord community, if you guys are interested in that. Something that I've been looking at recently is the fact that, first of all, when we got rejected at 106K several times over and over and over again, because the all-time highs were essentially wicked. Sorry, I'm looking there, but I should be looking. The all-time highs were essentially getting wicked above, and then finally we couldn't close solid candles at around $106,000. We were talking about this on the channel, and at that point in time, I did turn quite a bit more bearish. And the reason being is because we just couldn't get that confirmation above that key high.
Let me just double check the sound.
Can people?
Yeah, the sound is good.
Yep. Okay, so we couldn't get that confirmation around 106K. Then we moved to lower levels, 102.5K. Then we went to 100K, and as we know, 100K is that psychological level. If you've been in the crypto market for a while, you know that that is the target. That's what everyone wanted, and now we got it, and everyone's just frustrated with how the market's been performing, mainly in altcoins. Then we got that rejection at 100K, and we were struggling to break above 100K once more, and that's when I really turned bearish and started entering pretty strong shorts at that point in time. Now, all good?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just looking at the comment section, and your mic is not working.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah,
and
my mic shouldn't.
There you go.
My mic shouldn't work, right? This is like we're doing a test here on this live stream, but some comments here, no sound Andy's mic is unplugged. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the one speaking now, so.
Yeah, guys, we'll probably rotate between mics, and I'll make sure that my mic is muted when I'm not talking.
Let's do a technical check here. 1 second.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
seems fine.
I'm not talking now.
We good?
I'm not supposed to talk now.
Okay.
Legends. So it's Matthias giving his opinion, his analysis, and he's going to be talking about a few things. Okay, so I'm not the one talking about it. Sound is good.
But yeah, anyways, as I was saying, then we started to. I'm sharing this chart right here, right? On the stream? Yeah, we are. Okay. Then we tapped into these levels, which is the range low around 91.8K. And we tapped into it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And on the 9th time, it really wasn't a surprise that we would end up breaking lower, and much lower at that. So once this broke, I was pretty confident that we would be heading lower. Now you'll notice that on this chart, I have the 73K level highlighted. The the CME gap, the bottom of the CME gap is around 77K. I saw some comments talking about that we haven't actually touched it quite yet. The reason why I'm targeting 73K, or I've been discussing this on the channel in particular, is because it's the previous high from last year. And so essentially what that means is we've seen the same thing happen in 2017, where we went ahead and had, I think it was around a 33% dip to the previous high in 2016. And naturally, I think this is perfectly normal to happen again. I think that the overall desperation in the market has been due to the fact that altcoins just continue to bleed. That's the main thing. When altcoins bleed, everyone just suffers. And it's a testament to the fact that most of our portfolios are simply not in Bitcoin as they should be. You know, the golden rule when you enter crypto is have most of your portfolio in Bitcoin. And it seems like a lot of us have been ignoring that. I've been speaking to some friends as well. We're all in the same boat. When it comes to trading, that's the beauty of trading. And I'm sure that's why a lot of you guys are subscribed to Andy. You can trade the price action, whether it goes up or down, and make some significant profits, which is amazing. So it doesn't matter what the market conditions actually are. You can be trading adequately and be making some profits over time. Now, spot positions, that's a whole different ball game. But right now on the chart, what we can see is it looks like we're trying to hold the 200-day moving average as support, trying desperately. We wicked below it, but if we can hold this as support, it wouldn't surprise me if we go ahead and move on higher, with 86.6K being the next area of resistance, in my opinion. I believe you highlighted levels that were a little bit lower than that. Yeah, beforehand.
Yeah, when I'm taking a look at the analysis on my charts, you know, if we were to reject in this zone, which we are downtrending, there's no doubt about it, right? We're just speculating on a possible reversal. But if we were to come down, there's a very, very strong level of support here at $76,300, right? This was back from price action of November. There's a very, very high volume node in that 76,400 range, which could get the bounce back up. You know, I think that we are at the end stages of this movement down, and that we could get a bounce. My problem is right now, can we form another low? And based on, you know, Elliott wave theory and the waves, there is a chance of forming another wave to the downside. So this mic is better. I'm really looking at the comment section right now. I think we're probably going to close this mic because this mic apparently is. I mean, the volume is good, right? All right. Yeah, my mic is very low. Yeah. Well, the mic is very, very low. Your mic is not on. It's not working properly. Oh, there it is. 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 Yeah, this is the thing about connecting these two mics on the stream. We did do a test, but yeah. Oh, okay. Now it is. Now it's working. Okay, the volume was down. It did go down for some reason. Okay. Okay, cool bananas. Cool bananas, it's working. Let's go. All right, much better. Yeah, I mean, I know you have some more stuff to share with us, Mattia, and I think my audience would really want to know, your different opinions on this downtrend and what other stuff you are looking at also fundamentally, right? Is there any good news? Is there any bad news? ETF flows, what's going on, right? And what's the overall analysis that you do have also apart from technical, right? I'm mainly technical, so I know you're more looking at different fundamental stuff.
Of course. So what we're looking at, where is it? Around, this was okay, there it is. Yeah, so I mean, guys, the numbers speak for themselves. We've had, I mean, since February 10th, one positive day for the Bitcoin spot ETFs, and these past few days has just been completely tragic. I mean, we've seen over $1 billion in outflows. That's quite ridiculous. But some would argue that when we see the highest periods of outflows, that's when the market tends to reverse from a fundamental perspective. And we've seen this time and time again. I wish I had the chart here to show you, but the other thing to consider is Ethereum spot ETFs as well. Same scenario. And I was one that was starting to accumulate Ethereum specifically because I was looking at Ethereum against Bitcoin. And in my honest opinion, this year, over the course of the year, Ethereum will be outperforming Bitcoin. And so I was trading some of my Bitcoin into Ethereum, not necessarily putting in more dollars into Ethereum, because I think that it's a higher risk to reward trade for the whole of the year. At least that's my opinion. But we're seeing that the outflows are pretty similar in both cases. Now, there was something else that I wanted to discuss. If we take a look at this chart, this is something that if some of you are subscribed to my channel, you know that we've discussed pretty thoroughly, but I'll just go over it quickly once again. And it discusses essentially monetary policy and how it impacts the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. Now, the reason why this is important is because if your altcoin, Ethereum in this case, cannot outperform Bitcoin, then you took more risk for less reward. And ultimately, that just doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? I still use Ethereum as my core comparison. So my altcoin better outperform Ethereum. I guess this time around, it wasn't that hard because Ethereum was still bottoming out against Bitcoin. But what we can see here is that this pink line is essentially the Fed's balance sheet. And when they're reducing their balance sheet, it means that we're in quantitative tightening. And we can see that Ethereum against Bitcoin continues to bleed. Then, as we can see right here, I marked it on the chart, once we start moving up and the Fed expands their balance sheet, which essentially means that they start printing money again, Ethereum against Bitcoin starts pumping. And then so on, so forth, same thing. And now we're still in quantitative tightening. Now, a lot of analysts have been talking about the fact that we will be getting quantitative easing, but unfortunately this isn't the case. We will likely just slow down quantitative tightening because rates are still too high, particularly inflation. Inflation is too high. And so if they just start to inject a bunch of liquidity, start printing a shit ton of money, unfortunately, it's not going to bode over well with the economy. So there's no actual reason for them to turn the money printer on. But if quantitative tightening stops, which it can stop before we enter quantitative easing, that's the period in time where Ethereum could probably see some outperformance compared to Bitcoin. And naturally, my theory there is that the rest of the altcoin market will likely follow suit. So that's something that's very interesting. I mean, I could also touch on Solana because I saw a lot of people talking about Solana on the stream.
I want to know if there's going to be money printing activity this year, 2025.
Oh, it's hard to tell. This is the thing. When it comes to money printing, there needs to be more pain first. And that's a scary thought to say because you might think, oh, we've had so much pain. But the reality is this is nothing. I mean, we saw, for example, the COVID dump. That was true pain. And I'll remind you, if we go back to the Bitcoin chart, if we were to go all the way to this 73K level, which I've been discussing, that would only be below a 33% drop, which is pretty normal in bull markets, to be quite honest. Now, right now, the drop is what? At the wick, right around 30%. So we got a nice bounce there, trying to hold a 200-day moving average, but it's a tricky environment to navigate for sure. Oh, there it is. Yeah, my bad. Around a 28% drop. So if we go back to, where was it? Right here. Yeah. So essentially, I think that ETH will be outperforming Bitcoin this year once quantitative tightening starts flatlining and not necessarily entering into the money printing era once again. What are your thoughts on that?
I do not have any Solana. I have mainly Ethereum. It's my third biggest holding. And I really, truly believe that Ethereum is the real decentralized network out there. And it's most of the different dApps, DeFi are built on Ethereum and is likely going to recover at some point, right? So I'm bullish on Ethereum despite this corrective move, almost hitting $2,000 now. I think it's just a great reaccumulation zone. Portfolio, this bull run, it does trick you. It does, we do get these crashes of 20, even 30% on Bitcoin, meaning that altcoins get 50, 60, 70%. So we just need to take it as an opportunity area to DCA because, especially Ethereum, it's going to recover at some point because there's too much construction on the Ethereum network, right? There's too many things built up for it to fail at this point. So any correction has to be a buying opportunity for the future.
I tend to agree with that statement. Also with the fact of what we're seeing with Solana. I was watching the stream before I actually entered the room, and I noticed that everyone was saying, Solana's getting a massive pump, but I would also be willing to bet that over the course of this year, Ethereum will likely outperform Solana. Now, you might think that that's crazy, but I think that we're seeing a shift in ecosystems. And what I mean by that is that after all of these rugged meme coins launched, what we can touch on here is the fact that less and less tokens are getting launched on Pump Fund, and less of them are actually graduating. And the reason why this impacts Solana is because naturally Solana is the ecosystem where all of this occurs. And Solana really is determined by the memes. The reason being, we saw that over 70% of the DEX volume on Solana was meme coin based. So I think that they're going to have to find essentially another product to really, really push. And as we can see here, last month, 1.7 million launched tokens on Pump Fund, 1 million this month. Last week, 240K. This week, 87K. I posted this a couple days ago, so this is not quite valid yet, but we can see that the numbers are reducing. Like if we were to put a graph on this, you can clearly see that less and less tokens are getting launched, and that's to do with all of the rugs that came out. And I joke around about this. I personally don't think that we are near the bull market top. I think we will have another high regardless of if we hit that 73K level, but it would be quite funny if Trump launching his token marked the top, because in reality things get frothier and frothier in the post-halving year, and that's exactly what we're seeing. Everyone was trying to front run the inauguration. Everyone was really bullish right around January 20th. Until then, Trump got elected, and now we're seeing a downturn in the market. And obviously, what we saw with Solana, we saw significant repercussions from these meme coins launching. Like it's not sustainable over time. There just needed to be pain. That's just how markets operate. You can't just be launching rugged meme coin after rugged meme coin after rugged meme coin, and then just to put the icing on the cake, the Argentina president launching Libra, which we shorted the hell of on weeks, and we made some nice profits within the Discord community. But yeah, it's an interesting market we're in for sure.
I think the market is healing because of this situation that you just explained here. Less tokens being launched as well every single week, and I think this was very much needed. We kind of need a little bit of a washout, and I got some people saying here, stop touching your mic, leave your mic on. But it was because of the echo. This is why I turned the mic off. I'm not sure. We probably don't have an echo, and maybe some people can confirm this in the comment section, because some people were saying, stop fiddling with your mic, stop talking, stop touching it. But I think the echo, we got echo cancellation. It might be pretty good. Great information, 𝗬𝗫. Thank you very much for all of this. I'm not sure if you do have something else to share here for my community. Sound okay so far, says no financial advice. Thank you. I got my moderator here. You don't have echo. That is awesome. Yeah, we did have a little echo when we did a test before. So apparently it's all good now. So that's why I was turning the mic off. I'm not sure if you have something else to share.
I mean, there's a couple, like there's this over here. I mean, we shared this a couple of days ago as well. Like this is, I shared this in the Discord as soon as it happened. And it's crazy to see that the price actually dumped, because a lot of us were speculating on the fact that, oh, BlackRock's just transferring millions of dollars of Bitcoin and Ethereum onto Coinbase just to scare people. They're trying to create a dump, but no, they genuinely did dump their tokens, unfortunately, and now we're seeing that kind of reversal. The last thing I want to show you is, I mean, if you guys aren't following the news, first of all, you should be subscribed to my channel, Crypto by 𝗬𝗫. Andy's linked it, but basically the SEC has issued a statement clarifying that most of the meme coins are not considered securities under federal law, which some would say is good. Oh, this is great for the industry. But I would also argue that this just opens the door to what we've been calling crime season and people launching these coins. But I think you're right. I think that the market is really starting to heal. And what will happen is, once we've come out of this Bitcoin dump, hopefully better on the other side, true projects such as, I'll just throw a name out there, such as Chainlink will start to outperform, because altcoins, the speculation on altcoins will go back to actual utility and fundamentals, and this makes sense. You know, I don't think there's always going to be that gambling mentality in crypto, unfortunately, when it comes to meme coins in particular, like, you know, promoting stuff and saying, oh, this has no utility, therefore you should speculate on it. And we made money doing so early days with things like 𝗕𝗶𝘆𝗽, but we're seeing this reversal. And I really think that if you're holding strong altcoin projects, they will and they should likely perform much, much better once we come out of the other side of this Bitcoin dump.
Absolutely awesome. Thank you very much, 𝗬𝗫. Guys, if you do not follow him, you know that on my channel, you're going to see mainly pure Bitcoin technical analysis, and we're looking for trading opportunities. And I really don't go through much fundamental stuff that is going on news. And if you want to know more about it daily, you have Crypto by 𝗬𝗫, okay? The YouTube channel is pinned in the comment section, okay? Go and check him out, Crypto by 𝗬𝗫, guys. Thank you very much for joining today. I'm going to kick off here with this nice little pump that we're having on Bitcoin. I mean, the bears do have a chance still, as long as we do not hit this high, in my opinion. I think we could be still forming a lower high. The moment we do take out this high, I think there is high probability, despite if we do get a correction or not, to hit this high at 87K. So is the low in? I did create a poll just about 30 minutes ago. It was a 50-50. I was asking the community if the low was in, for their opinion, almost over 1,000 votes on that. And it was a 52%. So it was a big fight. So still a lot of people bullish, but mainly it was a 52% of people bearish. So let's see what happens. Crypto by 𝗬𝗫, thank you very much for joining, guys. Go and check him out. Thank you very much for your time and joining the stream. I think a lot of people have enjoyed. Go and subscribe to the channel, guys. He gives incredible value every single day regarding crypto. And yeah, thank you very much. And I'll see you in the next one.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Andy.
Thanks. All right, guys, let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin right away and continue with what is going on with this pump. Do the bears have a chance to form a lower high and continue the downtrend? My goodness, is this on or not? Woo, my goodness. What is going on? We're having the pump. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that introduction to Crypto by 𝗬𝗫. Go and check him out, guys. His channel is great. It provides, you know, so much different information. Takes a look at altcoins, what's happening worldwide, right, with news. You know, it's definitely a different type of channel, which is more focused on a little bit of technical analysis as well, but mainly talking about, you know, what's happening daily in crypto, right, and worldwide. Okay, so go and check them out. Crypto CBM, Crypto by 𝗬𝗫, right away, guys. You've got great value. If you want to step out of the technical analysis and the, trading scenarios and just Bitcoin, which we do mainly on the channel, well, you got a great place to go right over there. Awesome CBM. Thanks, Andy. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, he's a great guy. Great knowledge. Okay, he's always doing research on what's happening in the market, and he does provide that for free on YouTube, of course. What a pump. Yes, we got the pump, legends. We got the pump. This is why this is a bit of a tricky area for me, understanding that the local low and a bigger pump could be in, guys, just purely based as well on yesterday's technical analysis, looking for, hey, guys, we could actually come one more time down. Most aggressive scenarios getting down to the $79,000 range. And I know we're not out of the woods just yet, but the bounce happened, right? It's a few $1,000s of a bounce. That is basically what we're waiting for on this movement, and it's happening, and we're going to see some strength happening. As soon as this high is claimed, we can be pretty much confident that this one right over here at 87,000 will be hit, guys. I'm going to wrap it up. We ended up here with the interview here with Crypto by Mattia. Thank you very much for joining. You know the levels, you know the scenarios. Let's see by tomorrow what is going on. Thank you very much for joining the stream, legends. Let's smash up that like button, get at least to 600 likes. Thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you in the next one.